Everyone, and welcome to this short training. Now, I'm here on the back of Summerford Camp, which has been an incredible weekend and surrounded by some fantastic ladies who have just filled me with so much energy that here I am recording this, which I've been meaning to do for so long, is get a newsletter and some training and tips out to you guys that are following us on the website. And also I want training to be there for new people that are meeting us for the first time and want to know what we're about. And on the back of that camp, because of the vibe and the energy, it's getting started. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you guys about today, because I'm sure you've heard it before. It's a very common quote that you become the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time around. Now, why is that? Now, you've got to think about, and I want you to start thinking about the people you spend the most time around. And think about the fact that if you were very consciously aware that those people subconsciously, so without your conscious awareness, will be influencing your thoughts, your emotions, your energy levels, and ultimately, because of all that, your behaviours. So while we were at camp, I was looking around and I was hearing the conversations, I was seeing the energy that was sort of bouncing around the room, and I feel like everybody left, and I know they did because of the messages we've got, on such a high, feeling like they could go off and achieve so much more than when they arrived. Now, yes, an element of that is the stuff they were doing on the horse, the consistency, the quiet mind that they could have while they were at camp to focus on themselves and their horse. But more than that, it was the other people. It was the having a chat and going, oh, you feel like that too. Oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. Right, wow, look at that person that told me they felt like that. They've gone and done it. I can go and do it. It's being able to talk to someone and say, I feel really like I can't do it, and somebody has you back, and then there's somebody else over there that's saying, try this, try that. So the conversations that you're having with people are very meaningful and can lift you up, or you're lifting someone else up, or you're simply at the same stage as someone sharing that journey, which is incredible in itself. And they're the 3 things I want you to really think about and compare to who you spend your time around currently. So there's a really sort of good psychologist, Tai Lopez, and he says that you should be spending 33% of your time, so a third, split between 3 things. And I think this is a really good way of looking at it. So you should spend a third of your time lifting other people up. So sharing your knowledge, being able to help a friend that needs your help at that time. There's so many different ways that you can do that, but you're lifting somebody up. A third of your time is spent sharing the journey and the experiences and the similarities amongst peers. So these are perhaps people, they could be friends, they could be people you met at camp, they can be like in our membership, people in the community. You're sharing that journey, okay? And actually, I'll tell you why I think the support group within the membership works so well, because it gives you this, okay? So you've got people that you're doing the same things as right now, and you can just bounce ideas off each other and share what's going, good and bad, and you're doing the same stuff. Then you've got the other people who are doing a bit more than you, maybe a lot more than you, but they are sort of where you want to go, and they are looking at you and picking you up, okay? So you've got some people already walking the walk of what you want to do. That might come in the form of a friend or a coach or sometimes it might not even be somebody that you've met, but you're actively going out and you're gaining that knowledge from them, and their energy is picking you up, okay? So the people you spend the time around, where are they sitting in this thing? Because if you're always picking people up, you're going to stay at that level, okay? You've got to have somebody up here. If you've only got people up here, you're maybe going to start to feel like you're not as good, yeah? So it all influences how you're feeling at this moment, your thoughts, and then ultimately your behaviours and your actions, okay? So let's think back to the last conversation that you had with somebody. Did that lift your energy? Or did it drain you? And I bet you can think, those conversations or those people, you'll all know somebody that actually drains you. limit the time you spend with them. And this is so important. You can't just say to yourself, oh, well, I have to. You might have to spend some time with them. Maybe it's a family member, yeah? And you can't cut it out completely, but you can be precious about looking after yourself and make sure that you're not sort of overexerting yourself in that area. And that if you are spending or having to spend a significant amount of time that's a draining relationship, can you add in some really uplifting relationships to balance it out? Yeah, so it can't be all one-sided. Now, go away and have a think about that and analyse your current relationships. I could absolutely go on about this for ages and how, and I will actually tell you one quick story before I leave you, because I think it will give you some food for thought about how the people that are surrounding you are influencing your thoughts and then your actions, okay? And ultimately, the confident mindset that you want. So I spent a long time when I left school, oh my God, that's a long time ago now, working in racing. And when I was in racing, it was very much, people, would fall off quite regularly. It really wasn't looked at that if you fell off, you were a bad rider. It was just that, or that the horse was dangerous or anything like that. It was simply thought of that was like something that happened. It was like a regular occurrence, yeah? People didn't always get hurt, it was bounced off. It was just something that happened, yeah? And most of the time people didn't get hurt, it was fine. And that is the reality of it. Now, when I was there, I didn't have to work so hard to preserve my confidence. If I fell off, I didn't really give it any meaning or impetus. When I left racing and I went more into eventing and I started coaching, riding club, that kind of grassroots level, what I found was this massive sort of story that went on that people were actively really avoiding falling off. Now, I know we don't want to fall off on a daily basis, and don't get me wrong, I don't go around, saying it's fine if I fall off all the time. I don't want to. But what I didn't do was, if I fell off, I wouldn't instantly think that, and people might say this with the best will in the world, but stories like, are you sure you haven't overhorsed yourself? Or, oh God, are you okay? And sort of creating a big movie that goes round it, and it being much more, basically creating much more meaning to the fall than, oh well, yeah? And that's just, a little snippet of how that two separate different kind of packages of people, two different yard environments, could really influence your thoughts and behaviours in different ways. So I'm going to leave you with that food for thought. And I want you to go away and spend a good 5 or 10 minutes looking at your week, your months, and who you spend the most time around. And make time for the people that lift you up, and make time for the people that are sharing the same journey as you. You cannot do it alone. If you don't have people in that journey doing it with you, go and find them. I'll leave you with that thought. Thank you so much for everyone at Summerford Camp. I have lost my voice slightly from all that coaching, but I'm definitely on a high, and I'm here starting these newsletters. So thank you for that. You've definitely lifted me up. Till next time, bye.